What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel today. So I was in the shop today doing a little bit of work on the T-Dub, and I thought, man, I've had it a couple of years now. Probably put almost 5,000 miles on it. I think it had like 1,500 miles or so on it when I got it, if I remember correctly. The story about getting it is kind of cool. I had bought my daughter a little Timberwolf that was like a time capsule, 98 Timberwolf. There's a video, like an early video of me just doing a walk around on it when I got it. Super nice bike, and it was one of those bikes that was so nice you almost didn't want to ride it. But my daughter really liked my Polaris 500, so I rode the Timberwolf, and it sat a lot. I had to clean the carburetor out on it like 3 times. And I was up late one night, and I saw this bike on Facebook Marketplace talking about trade for a good 4x4 ATV, and I sent the gentleman, he just lived a couple hours away, I sent him a video of the Timberwolf running and idling, and he was shocked at how clean it was, and he's like, yeah, I'll trade. So I was like, well, bring it up and we'll, trade out and ride them a little bit around the farm here and see what you think. And he was really tickled with the Timberwolf, and ended up we traded even. And I knew the bike needed a couple little things when I got it. A clutch was really weak, and it had an oil leak. And pretty hefty oil leak, as a matter of fact. But it was in good shape other than that, and I didn't mind. I mean, the value at the time, this was 2 years ago, when you absolutely could not find a new TW anywhere. I got lucky and found it, and I'm so glad I did. But anyway, I just wanted to do a little quick video on a handful of things that I really love about the bike if you're thinking about getting one. I know there's, probably 4 dozen videos out there, the same, content or whatever about should you buy a T-Dub or not. But personally, I know a lot of you guys are here at this channel because you really love the CT125. I still have it. I still love it. We still ride it a lot. But when I get up in the morning and I'm like, man, it's a beautiful day, let's go for a ride, I find myself magnetically attracted to the little T-Dub here. It's got a great place in my heart where it's just one of those bikes that for some reason I've come to really love it. I think you just got to get on one and ride it to see what I'm talking about. It's really hard to put into words. It fits, it's comfortable. It does everything slowly, but it gets it done, everything that I want to do. So for me, I guess the number one best thing about it for me is probably, the fun factor of it. I mean, I guess that's what you ride for, is to have a good time and, kind of forget about everything and think about where this front wheel's going, But number one thing, I guess, on the list for me would be reliability of the bike. It's Japanese, it's a Yamaha. People say, I don't really want to go 50 miles an hour down the highway, afraid it's going to blow up. Look, I think you could ride this bike 30,000 miles wide open and never have an issue, as long as it's got good clean oil and the cooling fins on the engine block are not muddy as all get out and it doesn't get hot. It's not going to hurt it, guys. It's a good, solid, reliable machine. The Japanese name Yamaha speaks for itself. This bike's been, the first year model was 1987. It's pretty much unchanged except for a couple little things. But what a machine, man. I had a BW as a kid, which is a big wheel 200, and I really liked it, and I knew that this engine was solid. And I rode Cody's and kind of fell in love with it, just shortly riding it every once in a while. And so I really think the reliability is a huge factor of owning this machine. It's not going to be one of those bikes that's going to leave you stranded and you're going to have to worry about it. It just isn't. And the next thing, guys, is going to be the ease of maintenance. As a bike technician, you don't really want to work on your own bikes too much. Now, there's a couple of common things. Like I said, the clutch is kind of weak from the factory, so I put a good clutch in there. These cylinder-based gaskets here leak a little bit. I have a video on changing it. Like I said, that was where it was leaking from before, and got that taken care of. But they came out with this tensioner here, I think in 2001, that's automatic for the timing chain. You don't really have to worry about that. No adjustment there. Periodic valve adjustments. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys, on these utilitarian machines that don't turn a ton of RPM, that are torquey, I hardly ever have to move the valves. I'll take, you know, most of them have a 600-mile interval. I'll take the valve covers off. I've done thousands of them. I've probably moved 3 or 4 valves in my whole life. Now, race bike's a whole different story with titanium valves, you know, like a Honda 450R or something. You're going to have to adjust those valves. But this machine, change the oil in it. Every once in a while, you're going to have to do tires, changing sprockets, things like that. But that's it, guys. Brake pads every once in a while, maybe a bulb or two here or there. But oil filters right here, 3 bolts. You can do it yourself. The drain plug's under there. It only holds like a little bit less than a quart of oil, so that's very inexpensive. Ease of maintenance for me is huge because I do this so much working on bikes for customers, you know. I just want to ride it. I don't want to work on it. So that's huge. The same thing with the Honda CT. You just don't have to do much to it other than ride it, you know. So that's huge for me. The next thing is going to be that the aftermarket has tons and tons of things specific for this bike, like good clutches you can buy, aftermarket gas tanks. Bradley, something as simple as this foot peg right here is huge. That makes it so much more comfortable with a boot on. You just wouldn't believe it. And Bradley makes this. Bradley Performance makes these, and you can get them really cheap and inexpensive. Something that small is super important. Now, your gear shifter comes from the factory with this hard-mounted shifter, and this IMS one here breaks away. This is his first thing you'll do if you drop this bike. You're going to bend that. So that's a good inexpensive upgrade. Of course, the skid pad under there. If the factory one's going to rip and tear if you ride a ton of rocks out west, that's just what happens. Seat Concepts makes a seat for it to make it bearable for long rides. And then, you know, like this rack here, you can raise the fender with this tusk, and the rear tusk rack. Tons and tons of DG and FMF make some exhaust for it, I believe. Just a ton of good aftermarket. And Bradley's actually, even if you want to hot rod it, they're actually offering a a big bore kit for it. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, aftermarket stuff is availability. You know, there's some machines out there just isn't anything from the aftermarket. So if you want to upgrade the bike just a little bit, there's plenty of things out there to do that for. Now, this is a simple thing, but when you go out west and you stay on the route, there can be 250 to 300 miles between fuel stations. I know people say, in the United States, yeah. If you are doing a specific route, not necessarily if you get off the route, but if you want to do a specific route and you're way back in the back country, yep, there can be spots where, especially if a gas station's out of fuel, which happens, you may be walking. So the fact that this bike gets 70 miles a gallon on average is huge. Now, the factory tank's only going to have 1.8 gallons in it, but that's still going to get you a good little ways. And then you can have an aftermarket tank bag like I have, you know, that holds fuel from the Giant Loop. Or you can get this big tank. That's 3.6 gallons. Clark makes a 2.8 gallon tank, I believe. And that's a pretty good ways if you're getting 70 miles to the gallon. So, you know, fuel mileage is big. I know it's simple, but it's easy on the pocket these days. It'll burn any fuel you put in it, 87 octane or whatever. So that's huge for me, as almost as important as it being reliable as it not drinking a ton of gas, because you can only carry so much gas on a bike, you know. But yeah, that's one big thing for us is a bike that's really fuel efficient. I know electric bikes are coming out, but I'd be so worried about, like, what am I going to do? Build a wind turbine to charge it way off in the woods? But yeah, so the other thing that I really like about the bike is going to be the fact that it's just a simple fact that it's a dual sport. It's a dirt bike with a tag, you know, and it's the fact that you can be on the trail and want to go to another trail, and you don't have to put it in the back of a truck to do it. You got speedo, you got everything you need, tag on there, title, and that really helps a lot of things. That helps the resale value of the bike. You know, you could not buy these machines in 2020. 2020 to 2023, forget it. You're not finding one. And people wanted a fortune for the used ones. Resale value was so crazy, and it's still pretty decent today, right now in December 24, you know. But the fact that it is a dual sport on-road, off-road for me is just such a cool thing. You don't have to worry about hauling it. Like I said, it's just a great feature for it to be. It would be an awesome bike if it didn't have a tag, yeah, to ride on the farm and things. But man, the fact that you can just get out on the highway with it and ride it, and it'll do 60 miles an hour, is huge for me. That's just a big plus for this machine, you know, is the fact that, hey, if you got a motorcycle license, you can ride it across the country. You know, really cool. And now it's not going to do that super fast. You know, like I said, I've had it to 70 miles an hour, and it's all it wants, you know. But 55, you're comfortable. Like I said, it's revved up really high, but Cody and I rode the thing 1,000 miles, you know, and wide open, and it never hurt anything. So it's not going to hurt it to do that, guys. But yeah, that's just a quick little super quick video of why I really love this machine, why you might want to get one, but you really should ride it. It's for everybody. You don't have to be a super short, super tall, super skinny, super big. It's whatever. If you're 6'11" and 250 pounds, you can ride it. You know, it's going to carry you around. No big deal at all. So go out there, get on one, see what you think about it. Like I said before, you can shoot me an email if you want. I know where to get one on the East Coast without all those crazy fees. So yeah, I appreciate you guys. I know a ton of you guys are here for the CT125. But man, I'm really just loving this T-Dub, and I want to share it with you guys. It's a good machine. If you got the CT125 and you want another machine, this would go with it really well. Of course, it's got a clutch. The CT doesn't. They're two different machines altogether, but both great for their own reasons. So, all right, guys, if you like what you see, I appreciate it. Just a quick video today. Make sure you go down there and hit that like button if you like it. And if you haven't subbed to the channel, think about doing so. We're going to do a bunch more videos, and this is the kind of content we'll have. We have some automotive stuff too as well, but, you know, hopefully we can keep some good stuff coming. I can get out on some camping when it warms up and take the CT out some more as well. So appreciate you guys for riding along. Happy holidays to you, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.